Hello everyone, welcome to Challenge to Build. My name is Paul Michael and welcome to episode 4 of the daily vlog build update. Today is Saturday, January 8th. Wow, it's January 8th. I was going to say January 6th. But yeah, skipped a few days. So at the moment, I'm working on cleaning up the hinge plates for the doubler plates. Got some doublers to put on, and I got the rest of the pivot bushings ready to go. I know that I didn't post anything on Thursday and Friday, but that is because I spent some time going live on TikTok. So trying to kind of just do a little bit of variety as far as content and where I produce and what I put out. But over Thursday and Friday, I got the pivot points down in the lower frame welded in. I got the doubler plates welded in, got everything plug welded, got everything cleaned up. The hydraulic rams are sitting in temporarily until we can get the hinge plates in. So for today's video, the goal is going to be putting the hinge plates on and then locating and drilling out for the top ram pivot placement. So I hope you enjoyed today's episode. It's time for me to get to work and challenge to build. About an 1/8 inch, 1/4 inch gap in some areas. So this is the square, so it's parallel, everything's squared up. So go ahead and what I want you to do is I want you to put a tack weld here, and then we'll put one here.
Right.
Whenever you're ready, you got the control.
Good?
Looks good to me. All right, go ahead and hit that corner. I'm not even going to worry about, I'm just going to let you run it. We can always grind it and clean it up. So you got control, you go for it. Come up this way so you can see. I'm gonna let go. Go ahead.
Make it all the way, yeah.
Yeah, that was looking good. I was just letting you know you were doing okay. Same process. I'm gonna put this on the concrete, let it cool. Concrete will be.
Concrete like absorbs the heat.
Yeah, the concrete, since the concrete's cold, it'll be a nice gradual cool down. Finish out your 2 corners. Try to pull your head back out of the weld a little bit, so that way it doesn't. So that way you don't get all that smoke. pretty good. They're all looking good. They're all definitely really good welds. There's nothing wrong with any of them. A little bit of cleaning up and drill some holes.
My favorite one to do is this one because I just gotta turn a little bit. Is that it?
That's it for now. So now that my son got the doubler plates welded into position, I'm going to take the a flap disc, kind of clean up the edges and clean the welds up a little bit. And then once I get the welds cleaned up on these, I'm going to go ahead and put them in the vise and then drill the other hole needed to insert the bushing. So that is the next step in the process. Now that I have the plates all cleaned up, we got the doublers welded on, I cleaned them up. Now the next step is I'm going to drill out the 1.5-inch hole saw, so that way I can install the bushing. And then we'll weld the bushing in, and then we'll get these mounted up on the truck, and then we'll start working on the location for the top hydraulic pin placement up in this area here. So I'm going to drill these out and continue on with the next part of the process. Like a glove. So now what I'm doing is I'm setting up the plates. I have a 1/4-inch plate on the bottom of my workbench or the welding table. And then I have everything clamped to that, so that way the bushing sits flat against the 1/4-inch plate and will be flush on the bottom of the actual hinge plate. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to weld this bushing into place here, flip it over, and then weld the bevel that we put in, and then grind that flat, and then this one will be done. Repeat the process 3 more times for the other 3 hinge plates, and then get them mounted up on the frame, and then get the rectangle tubing set in place, and then start working on the final pin placement for the hydraulic ram. that I have all the plates welded up with the bushings, I'm gonna go ahead and grind off the back so the back is nice and flat. Take a hand file out inside the bushing for any little bit of distortion that may be in there from the heat, and then fit everything up and continue on in the process. That frame distortion back here from all that heat in that frame rail. Unfortunately, it's not laying flat on this bottom frame rail, but shouldn't affect how it pivots. As long as it pivots smoothly, you won't ever notice anyway, because I'm going to box all this in. This will be all covered by the bed anyway. So my main concern is getting everything lined up, which it looks like it fits pretty good. So what's going to happen is the ram will be up in there like that. And then once the ram is up in there, I'm going to block off. I'm going to have to trim the frame so this sets in a little bit, and then I'm going to weld the hinge to this. I'm going to box it in probably down into this point here, try to bring it down into the structure on these double plates down here, and then the rest of the area that's down in this portion, I'm going to box in on the inside of the frame. So once this is done, this will have to, the inside frame will have to remain open because that's where the ram's going to come out. But once it's all complete, at the finished product, this will be all capped and solid, and you won't be able to see in here. So still got a ways to go on that yet. But like I said, I have to come in here and clearance and trim this frame rail in here a little bit. So that way this sits in, because I can't come back any farther, because I can't push the bed back any farther, because that's going to change the gap up at the cab. So a lot of finagling yet to do, measurements and trimming to dial everything in before we actually get to put these together and actually get the frame back together on the truck. So what I'm going to do is I'll clamp the other side together real quick and check the fitment on that, and we'll see where we're headed after that. So as you can see, going to need a few minor adjustments from the BFH, and same problem I had over there. The frame distortion from welding the seams definitely has come back to be an issue, and I'm not surprised, because I kind of foresaw that happening with all of the heat that I introduced with cutting them and then re-welding them. So I will have to do a little bit of adjustments, make a few adjustments with the hammer, and get it dialed in. But even with just a few smacks that I made on it now, I think we are relatively close. What I'll do is I'll clearance the pivot a little bit more, and then I need to trim this just a bit here. I need to make a few adjustments on this, and we should be okay. But that's where I'm going to wrap it up for tonight. Did get some progress made. It is a lot of work, so with that, I think I'm going to just kind of take a break and walk away from it and kind of clear my head and figure out the best course of action moving forward from here. So I appreciate you watching. My name is Paul Michael. This has been Challenge to Build. Now it's time for you to go out and challenge your build. I'll see you in the next episode.